These are my doggos. Let's get to the drills. Well, hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rissa and I like diamond paintings and my doggos. Today we're here for my second WIP Chat, and WIP stands for work in progress and Satura is mine, and chat just means chit chat. So we're going to just like update each other on what's been going on and the haps in our lives and diamond paint together, or maybe you're gonna work or whatever. How do you typically watch your WIP chats? Typically when I'm watching WIP chats, I'm at work, so I'm not diamond painting. I feel like most people are watching WIP chats when they cannot be diamond painting. It's like a comfort away from your comfort place. Anyways, I hope you guys have been super uber duper well. This week has been a bit crazy for me. And I will tell you all why. So I actually told you all in my last WIP chat that my fiance and I, my sweet bean and I, we finally booked our honeymoon to Japan. So we have been kind of hyper fixated, for lack of a better word, on our trip, and have been planning a lot of the details of our trip this week. So some of my afternoons this week have been spent finding accommodations. We finally got everything booked. I really wanted to have everything done like pretty well in advance, so I didn't have to worry about it so close to our wedding and the honeymoon and the trip and everything. I really just want to be able to use that as a real vacation. Because I actually haven't been on a vacation in a long time. The last trip that I went on was actually to Louisiana, but that was for work. And then I'm actually trying to even think of the last like all fun, no work, all work, no pleasure, or to all pleasure, no work type trip that I've had. But I honestly cannot recall. It's definitely been over a year. And I mentioned to you all I have a lot of trips planned this year just because I'm getting married, so gonna be going on a lot more vacations this year, which is really nice. I could really use a vacation, I think. Also, another reason why I haven't been posting that much this week is because the fatigue is hitting me hard this week. I really think I'm getting close to being on my cycle. I've mentioned before I have endometriosis, so unfortunately, like living life with a chronic illness like endometriosis can make me very, very tired sometimes. So I do apologize, like I said, if my uploads are not frequent, but you know, I will try my best to post as frequently as possible. This week has also been a week of giving myself grace because I've had a kind of a mental health slump this week. And I'm trying to give myself grace and understanding that I don't always have to be productive. I'm sure that some of you all can relate to that as well. But I feel this constant need to be productive, even though nobody in my life, my fiance or my family, tell me that I need to be doing more. But I constantly have all these expectations of myself. I feel like it's pretty easy for us to do that as humans, that we need to be doing more. But this week I've been trying to hold more space to be nice to myself, give myself the same understanding that I'd give my best friend or a random stranger. But yeah, that's kind of been my week, on top of taking care of the colony cats outside of my apartment. I don't think I talked about this in my last video, but I love animals. I did talk about that in my last video. I love animals. And when I moved into this place, one day I randomly saw a cat walking outside, and I was like, oh, well, maybe the next time it's out there, I'll give it some food. And I started feeding the first cat, and slowly but surely, now it's 7 or 8 cats that come by my house looking for food every day, which I don't mind. It kind of sucks because, you know, like I said, it originally was just like a couple, and I talked with my friend recently because I was like, man, I just don't know what's been going on, and there's just like so many more. And my friend told me that because a lot of the construction that's going on in my area, a lot of the cat colonies are being displaced. So I'm probably going to start seeing a lot more cats in the next month or so too. And it's just really hard because none of the shelters here in my area really have the capacity to take on these cats. And I've been contacting shelters all week, trying to get someone to reach out to me to help this one cat that I feed that's injured. His name's Tiny, and he came up to my house a couple days ago, and his front leg was really injured, and it was like bleeding, and his paw was really swollen, and he could barely hold weight down on his front leg. And I was really worried because we have coyotes in my area, so I was thinking that he could have been bitten by a coyote or something, or attacked by something. But I actually realized that he is an intact male, so he could very well be going and starting these fights himself as a boy looking to start some trouble. And so I'm trying to work on getting him fixed, but first I really want him to warm up to me more. He allows me to pet him and everything, but I don't think I could necessarily just pick him up. So I want to get him to warm up to me before I do that, and then get him TNR'd, trapped, neutered, released, and hopefully he'll keep coming back to my house. I mean, he's a sweetie and I love him. If I could have him as my cat, I totally would, but actually partially don't think I'm emotionally ready for another cat. And my sweet bean's actually very, very, very allergic to cats, so that would be a whole thing that we'd have to navigate even if I were to try to get a cat again. But I did have 2 cats before I had my dogs, and I am just, yeah, I was really attached to them, and I just don't think I'm mentally ready to take on more cats right now, or else I totally would. But I do not mind feeding them and making sure that they have food, because I live near an interstate and there's mostly just apartment complexes near me. So I just want to make sure that they have an area that is safe, that they can come for food, and I'm doing everything responsibly. I'm kind of hesitant to even mention this topic because I know how people can get with these kind of situations, but I am doing my best. And my friend actually worked for an animal shelter, so I was speaking with them on how I should handle certain situations and asking for advice on like the medical stuff to see if it was super urgent, because if I needed to, I would have absolutely taken him to the vet. But I did just want to let you guys know that that's what I've been kind of hyper fixated on as well this week, because I have such a love for animals that I get so attached, especially when you name them. You know, they always say you can't name them or you start getting attached to it. And I made that mistake with Tiny. In the past 2 days, he's actually been just chilling like outside of my house on a chair on my balcony, which is totally fine. Like I'm happy to know that he finds comfort there. I just worry that because he's sitting there so much, maybe his health is declining. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a veterinarian and I'm not an expert, but I am trying to do things as well as I can within my means. Because I already do, like you guys know, I already have 2 dogs, so and things are pretty expensive here in Nashville, just with rent and everything. So yeah, I always feel the need to over-explain myself and over-explain my reasonings, but that's just to say that, you know, I do care about this cat. I just don't really have the means to do everything that he needs. But hopefully I can find someone that can do that for me. So keep your positive thoughts and positive vibes for Tiny, because he definitely needs that right now. Other than that, I've been rewatching Hunter x Hunter again. On Valentine's Day, my fiance had called to get a reservation for the local seafood boil restaurant we like in our area, but I was like, you know what if instead of eating at the restaurant, what if we just ordered it to go and brought it home? Because that's the kind of person I am. I'm very much a homebody, and I just wanted to be home because, to be honest, I've been working the past 2 weekends, and this is my first weekend off, and every time that I come home, I just am like, yep, as soon as I'm home, I'm like, I don't want to leave again until I have to go to work the next day. So, I was so happy we ended up doing that though, because typically it takes like 20-30 minutes to get our food at the restaurant when we go and sit down to eat there. But this time around, it took like about 10-15 minutes for our food to be ready. And we went home, watched Hunter x Hunter. We're all gross and lovey-dovey with each other, and continued to plan our honeymoon. I haven't had a lot of time to diamond paint this week. I know it seems like I'm about to finish this row, but her face down here is actually not completed because I like to save that for last. So I don't want it to seem like, oh, wow, you're so far ahead now, because we were just up here in the last WIP Chat. Yeah, I haven't finished that much. Just 3 little sections, unfortunately. But you know, I kind of have been feeling a little bit of a slump with diamond painting, at least big canvases. I think when I did my reel for Valentine's Day, that was really refreshing because it was one of those Paint Gem minis from the rainbow set, and I really enjoyed doing that. It was a super fun video to edit and record and do. And I also just love those Paint Gem kits because they're so satisfying to have like a little finish in between doing a large canvas like this, because I'm kind of a slow diamond painter. I really envy those who are very fast at diamond painting, but I am not one of those people yet. I'm working on it. I guess I just am also very focused on making sure that my lines are straight as well. So that's why it takes me a bit longer. I know some people are just really good at multi-placing, but I'm still kind of learning, especially with these new Diamond Art Club multi-placers. Like, they do make straighter lines than like I feel my other multi-placers do, but it is a learning curve because my putty from Randa's Crafty Corner kind of, maybe I need to just refresh this putty. Maybe we'll do that right now. But sometimes it just like sits on top of my multi-placer very weird. But we'll go ahead and take this out and replace it real quick. How often do you guys replace your putties? This one's actually a little bit hard feeling, so maybe it's just too dry. gonna just put in another Randa's Crafty Corner. This one is Vanilla Spice. I'm running very low on this one. I can actually tell the consistency of this one's actually the same as what was already in my multi-placer. It's not as like tacky as the putty normally is. So maybe that this putty has just dried out, which is totally fine. I have plenty of putty and wax to do diamond painting, but we'll see. Actually, that's a bit better. It still doesn't feel as tacky as it normally does though. So I think I might need to toss that one out. What else is new? Goodness. I have just been watching so much Japan content this week, guys. I have been so excited for my trip. I keep having to pinch myself because I'm like, it's real, right? It's like actually gonna happen, right? We're going. It just feels too surreal for me still. I think it won't feel real for me until we're actually there our first night and like we're eating at a restaurant and I'm like, oh my god, we're in Japan. Have you guys ever been on a fun trip outside the country before? If so, where did you go? I would love to hear about it. I haven't traveled a lot in my life, but I want to travel more. Sometimes it's hard with dogs. I would really love to live an RV life. That would be really fun. I've always kind of had a love for people who get to do that, and a little bit of envy for people who get to do that, because it just seems so much fun to be able to travel with the seasons and to experience different areas that, you know, you don't normally experience. Goodness gracious. That was a funny placement. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I would like to travel more in the next couple of years. It definitely is hard with dogs because I hate leaving my dogs. I don't know how I'm gonna do the 2 weeks in Japan without being such a worrywart about the dogs. My friend is actually gonna stay in our home the whole time with the dogs, so like I'm setting myself up for success here and having someone that I trust to watch my dogs and knowing that they're qualified to do so. But you know, I'm sure that my other dog parents or pet parents out there can relate to that. Not wanting to leave your pet or feeling anxious about leaving your pet. I just don't want anything to happen to them. If anything happened to them on this trip, I just would never forgive myself, you know? Or trying not to think like that. I'm almost out of this color, 517. I haven't run out of any colors yet, but this will probably be the first one. It's more of like a medium shade of blue. Oh, I also forgot to mention, all my accessories are still the same as last WIP Chat. I will be swapping things out so I can show all the small shops I love some love, as well as show off some of my other favorite pieces. But today I was just really revved up to diamond paint, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go with what I had last time, because that's what I normally diamond paint with anyway. But on these WIP Chats, like I said, I do want to make sure I'm highlighting all of the small shops that I love. So other than that, guys, I've been feeling a little bit I felt inspired at the beginning of this week for content, but then in the middle of the week, all of that kind of zapped out of me. I just kind of feel like a blank of like, oh, what else should I make content about? Because I don't want to just do WIP chats because I feel like that'll get stale. But I also don't want to heavily focus on unboxing and like haul content because I know that some people can find that repetitive and bothersome. And I also am just not purchasing as much extraneous diamond painting stuff as I normally do because I've been saving and spending on accommodations for my trip. Saving for stuff for my trip and spending on the accommodations is what I should say. But anyways, yeah, so I've just been kind of feeling a little uninspired this week on what else I should make videos about. So if you have any other suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I would love to hear any suggestions from you guys on content that you would like to see as well, because I want this channel to be also informative and helpful for you guys. So if there's some information that I can provide, that would be nice to know. I have been creating a lot more on TikTok though. I want to create more short form videos over there as well. They actually like the longer, lengthy ASMR videos more over on TikTok than they do Instagram, I've noticed. So I like those kind of contents with a lot of pops and snaps. So I'm definitely going to be doing more content over there. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, you can find me there under the exact same username, doggos_and_drills. What else new have I been watching this week? Oh, you know what? Because I was talking about how I was taking grace with giving myself grace and trying to be just like do things that are relaxing and calming and fun for me. I have been watching Comfort TV. I was watching the new episodes of Bluey this week that they added onto Disney Plus. And yes, I'm a Bluey fan. I'm not really afraid of who knows it. I mentioned this in my last video too. But I feel like a lot of people who are older do like Bluey. But I was watching the new episodes that they added on Disney Plus yesterday. And man, did they have me sobbing. That show is so wholesome and so good. I really like the lessons that it teaches, and I think it's for parents and for kids too. And they hit on some pretty hard stuff, and honestly the inner child in me was healing watching some of those episodes, especially watching Bandit being such a good dad. It just really heals a part of my inner child. Besides that, I've been watching The Ultimatum, Marry or Move On. So those are the realms of shows I've been watching this week. Really wholesome TV and then trash reality TV. I actually had watched the first season of this show, and I honestly didn't mind the first season. It felt kind of more genuine than the second season feels. The second one definitely feels very scripted and very played on. Kind of like how Love is Blind was, the American seasons. I actually really loved the Love is Blind Japan episodes. They had some really sweet couples on that version of Love is Blind. But the American version is just kind of very played on, I think. Very like fake reality TV. and it kind of makes me laugh because it is just so comically fake and expected. And also the edits are so funny, like the music they put in and just the other things they do for these. I find it really over dramatized and very, very funny. I've also been watching Samurai Gourmet, which is another Japanese show. It is about this old man. His name is Takashi Kazumi, and he is retired, and he basically is just going about his life after retirement, living a gourmet fantasy. So he basically goes to different restaurants, and he has moments where he feels anxious. Like, for example, in one episode, he feels anxious about ordering a beer because it's the middle of the day, and he's like, I shouldn't do that, it's not proper. But then he has this vision of like a samurai, and he envisions what a samurai would do if he was in that situation. And that's basically how he navigates like his life post-retirement, and it's very sweet and fun to watch. And it's also really nice because the food looks so good, and I've just been daydreaming about the food in Japan constantly. I feel like it's really going to ruin me like when I come back. Like, I don't think that I'm going to want to eat sushi here in the States anymore after I have sushi in Japan. And or a lot of the foods that I'm going to be having there, I feel like I'm not going to want here anymore. But we'll see. I'm sorry I'm talking about this trip so much. I'm just so excited about it, and it is just so fresh on my mind. Let's see what else is new. I work this week, guys, so this is my long weekend to enjoy diamond painting, and I really didn't get to do a lot of it because I was, like I said, focused on my trip planning and doing some other things, taking care of the cats outside. So hopefully this week after work during my downtime, I have more time to make some progress on Satura. I've been kind of very slowly working on her. I'm also wanted to let you guys know that I am working on another video for you guys. I am just waiting on something for the video to continue that. I was hoping that I will have it up next week, but that is really just dependent on when the items arrive that I need. And I'm so excited about this project that I'm gonna start, and I'm excited to let you guys in on it. And oh, you know what? I like literally have spent this whole time yapping, and I literally didn't even say thank you guys so much for all of the nice comments that you left on my last video, my last WIP Chat. I was overcome with joy with the amount of comments that I got, just like people being so kind and understanding, and I seem to have a lot in common with so many of you guys, which makes me so happy. And I just wanted to say thank you all for being so nice and welcoming, and just know that it means so much to me. And I also wanted to say thank you so much for subscribing, because oh my goodness, we're already almost to 400 over here, and I can't even believe that. I did want to talk about details for my giveaway, which will happen once I hit I think probably around 1,000 is what I think might be my goal, but maybe 800. I haven't really decided yet. It's just happened. Everything's happened so quickly, and I still have to get some things figured out with the other items that I want to give away with my second Satura kit. But yeah, we'll get that figured out, and you guys will know about it as soon as I have all the items. And I don't want you all to think that I forgot about that, because I haven't. I've just been really racking my brain on when I should do that giveaway, because it'll be my first one. So I feel like I should do it when I hit a larger milestone. So I feel like maybe 1,000 would be good. What do you guys think? And I mean 1,000 over here on YouTube. My growth on Instagram has been pretty slow. I think it's just because I don't really post as frequently as I probably need to continue my boosting my follower count. But I'm not too hyper pressed on that. I said hyper pressed. I meant hyper fixated. I'm not that pressed on it either, though. Sorry guys, I got to the point in the video where I kind of drew a blank, but I did remember, oh my goodness, I had to remember everything that's like gone on since my last WIP Chat, since it's been so long. I want to make sure that I cover things that I wanted to talk about, and one of the things I wanted to talk about was the Wicked trailer that was featured during the Super Bowl. I know that you guys heard me talk last time about the my love for musicals, and I couldn't believe that right after that the Wicked trailer came out. I have been waiting for that for so long. It's got Ariana Grande in it, and then we also saw that it had Jeff Goldblum, and I don't remember the actress's name from the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, but she is also in there in that movie, and I'm just really excited for it now. I was really apprehensive. I actually had left a comment to someone who had said that they were seeing Wicked, but I was really on edge on whether or not I would like this movie or not. But from the trailer, it really does appear to be look very promising. So I'm very excited about that, and I definitely will be seeing that as soon as it's out in theaters. I have a huge love for that musical. I watched it a lot growing well, I listened to the album a lot growing up, and I've watched it many times with my best friend. That is actually our musical. We actually have tattoos inspired by Wicked with each other. It was my first tattoo that I ever got. Mine is Elphaba's wand. Or sorry, I said Elphaba. I meant Glinda's wand. My tattoo is Glinda's wand, and my best friend has Elphaba's broomstick. And hers says, "You'll be with me," and mine says, "Handprint on my heart." Because the song For Good has a lyric that goes, "You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart." And my best friend and I have been best friends for, like I said, maybe 14 years. Time really escapes me, but we've been friends for a very long time, and we got those when we were, goodness, like right as we turned 18, I think. Time flies. Time flies. But I'm so excited for our trip to New York too, speaking of musicals, because I saw her this week, and we were talking about like finalizing some of the details for our trip. We're going to be spending a week in New York, and we're going to be seeing Moulin Rouge, Little Shop of Horrors, and Sweeney Todd. And that's quite a lineup for us. I did mention that I wanted to try to meet Daniel Radcliffe in the last video, but I think we opted to cancel on that because We think it's going to be a very, very long night for us if we try to do that. And we're not in New York for a very long time. And if you've ever been to New York, you know it's kind of crazy getting around there because everything is so far apart and traffic is so crazy. So we really want to optimize our time when we're there and see as much as we can. But we do have plans to go to a place called Brooklyn Charm. And it's this adorable charm necklace store and charm bracelet store where you can go, and there's like an amazing array of different trinket charms. And if you guys know me, you'll know that I am all for a trinket. So I need a necklace with a million trinkets on it. And that's what I want to do when I'm in New York. That's one of my bucket list things to do. We also plan to go to the dog museum, and they have a kiosk inside the dog museum that tells you what kind of dog you look like. And I want to go and do that because obviously that's right up my alley. Besides that, I thought we might do some other touristy fun things like go to the color lab, because I've only been to New York once and I was there for like 2 days, which is no time at all in New York because like I said, it takes so long to get pretty much anywhere. So I want to do some more touristy things like that. If you've been to New York and have any suggestions, please let me know. I also want to try out a bunch of fun restaurants too because I love food. I'm definitely a foodie. But we hung out this week, my best friend and I, and we were working on a project that we do together. I might talk about that more in a future video, but I'm not necessarily sure I'm ready to talk about that yet. Not for any particular reason, not like necessarily hiding it for any particular reason. I just don't know if I'm ready to. It feels too advertisey if I do that, I feel like. So I just, yeah, I don't want you to think that I'm like trying to advertise anything to you guys. I think this might be my last color right here, this little row, because although it is early for me here, it is 9:17 here, I have some other errands I need to get done today and handle, so like grocery shopping. So I'm gonna go take care of those things today. I think I'm probably gonna just I'm gonna look over this video and see how it is, and I might just end up uploading this straight to YouTube today. So this will be a same day upload. So if you're watching this today, happy Sunday. If you're watching this tomorrow, I hope you have a great week. It has been so nice to hang out with you guys again and chat and everything. I'm sorry this one is a little bit shorter than the last one, but like I said, I do have some life things that I do have to go take care of, and I have to go cosplay as an adult now, so I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.